This is KSN News at 6.
A disturbing discovery this morning in Riverside as a pair of kayakers find the body of a 54-year-old man floating in the river. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Justin Kramer in tonight for Aileen Simboria. We've got a lot of news to get to tonight for a Saturday. We're going to start in Riverside. This body was found around 10 this morning in the river near the Villa Del Mar apartments. Police are calling his death suspicious. KSN's Matt Horn joins us live along the banks of the Arkansas now with details. Matt?
Justin, it appears that police have wrapped up this part of the investigation as they are no longer on the scene. They say around 10 o'clock this morning, 2 kayakers found a body floating in the Little Arkansas River and immediately called 911. 2 kayakers enjoying their Saturday morning in the Arkansas River came across something they never anticipated.
They went over and discovered that it was a body of a deceased man that was floating in the river.
Police, fire, and EMS responded with heavy water rescue to retrieve the body from the water. Authorities aren't releasing the name of the 54-year-old man as their investigation continues.
We'll still treat it as suspicious.
Something that makes some Riverside Park goers a little uneasy knowing the man's body was found nearby.
I've always felt safe walking through the trails, and I don't know, it's kind of shocking. It's very sad.
I feel very sad for that person and their family, and hope that they are able to grieve and cope with that well.
As police work to determine what happened, others are using it as a reminder to keep their eyes open.
No matter where you go, you always have to be aware of your surroundings. It can happen anywhere.
And police say they are unsure on where the body entered the river and say it may have gone undiscovered for a while. We're live in Riverside Park. Matt Horn, KSN News.
Thanks, Matt. Police will likely release more information about their investigation on Monday. Moving on to the east side now, a Wichita man took matters into his own hands during a home invasion. Just after 3 this morning, police say a man broke into a home in the 3000 block of East 1st Street. The homeowner greeted him with a gun, firing shots at the intruder, hitting him in the arm.
There's a lot of discretion, but if a homeowner feels that his life is threatened, then he has a right to protect himself.
The suspect was found a few blocks away and taken to the hospital for treatment. Police are searching now for 2 suspects involved in a double shooting last night. It happened around 8:30 at the intersection of Mount Vernon and Oliver. Police say occupants in a truck and car were arguing and then shots were fired, injuring 2 men in the car. One of the men was able to walk to find help.
He actually went to the gas station, sought assistance, and they helped him out until we could get more officers here.
The 2 victims, described as men in their 20s, were taken to the hospital in serious to critical condition. Police are still looking for the gunman. We've got some nice weather to kick off your weekend. If you're into hot and sunny, we now go to meteorologist Mark Bogner in the Pinpoint Weather Center. Hey, Mark.
Yeah, pool weather, lake weather, good for that. Not so good if you're trying to do something outdoors that requires any exertion of any kind, because it is hot. Hot today, going to be even hotter tomorrow. As we start out your Sunday, we'll be looking at 78 degrees first thing in the morning. So it's going to start out with a sweat. We'll be up to 93 and windy by the middle of the day. And we'll be up to 102 tomorrow afternoon. Our record for tomorrow is 103. That was set back in that hot summer of 1980. So we're going to be really close to that record as we go on into tomorrow. I'll have a look at that and a look at whether we'll get any tropical relief. All that coming up in just a few minutes.
From our central Kansas newsroom now, a Hays man has died after authorities say he may have set himself on fire. 911 got the call just after 5:30 yesterday afternoon about a trailer fire in the 700 block of East Street, that being in Hays. Firefighters say they were able to bring the fire under control quickly, but 48-year-old Raul Payares, who was inside, suffered critical injuries. He was transferred to a Wichita hospital and later died. Authorities say after an initial investigation, Payares may have been intentionally trying to set himself on fire in an effort to take his own life. A stolen car involved in a police chase last night crashes into another vehicle, leaving that car's driver critically injured. This all happened just after midnight. Police say someone called 911 to report suspicious people sitting in a Chevy Impala in the 1000 block of East Gilbert. When officers arrived and ran the tag, they found out the car was stolen. The driver and the passenger then took off, leading police on a chase through South Wichita, eventually running a red light and crashing into another car, sending the driver of that car to the hospital in critical condition.
At this point, the investigation is going to continue further, not only for the pursuit and the collision, but the vehicle was stolen from another felonious crime here recently, so that's under investigation also.
The driver and passenger in that stolen vehicle were also taken to the hospital for treatment of minor injuries. Last night we told you a story of a Wichita woman who tried to sell her motorcycle so she could travel to Japan, where her husband's been deployed, but the bike was stolen. Well, turned up last night when it crashed into a car, leaving both its passengers in critical condition. KSN's Erica Coghill has that story.
I just would have liked to have had our first family Christmas together, because he wasn't able to come home for her birth.
Danielle Miles put her motorcycle up for sale so she could have money to pay for a trip to Japan, where her husband Kenny's been deployed. But a simple plan snowballed into a big mess. It started when a man stopped by her house Thursday with his friend to check out the bike.
Danielle let the guy test drive the bike, just like she did with several other people days before. When he took off on the bike down May Street, his buddy took off in his SUV down Sedgwick, and she waited and waited, and they never came back.
We were focused on the bike itself, so I didn't even catch his name.
So when you're dealing with people, especially if you're selling something to someone you don't know, you want to do your homework and make sure that you protect yourself so that you don't get burned in the end.
But Friday night, her motorcycle turned up when it turned over, and her concern shifted from the bike itself to the biker.
I went to the scene, and it was not a pretty sight.
A man and a woman in their 20s crashed into a car, leaving both seriously hurt. Police aren't sure if they were involved in stealing the motorcycle.
It's a scary situation. I feel bad.
And on top of it all, even though her bike's been found, she didn't have any insurance on it.
It's a bad situation, and there's so many wrongs I should have done differently.
The bike's too damaged to ride.
Some of it's salvageable. I can sell it for parts.
Still determined to make it to her husband. Erica Coghill, KSN News.
Her husband Kenny won't be home until October next year, but Danielle's still trying to save up for the more than $2,000 plane ticket before Christmas. Pink Pest Control has set up a Facebook group for donations. It's called Help Kenny and Danielle Miles Get Their Christmas Back. Funeral services were held today for the longtime organizer of the Wichita Toy Run. 55-year-old Holly Patel of Rago died earlier this week in a motorcycle accident. Patel was known in the community for her involvement in the Toy Run, and she was also a teacher at Harper Elementary. Services were held near Harper. It's a 24-hour contest to see who can make the most contacts nationwide.
Call is November 0 Whiskey.
Members of the public got a chance to meet and talk with Wichita ham radio operators today and see for themselves how the service works. Operators showed off how they would use amateur radios and historic Morse code to communicate with stations across the United States in the event of an emergency.
The idea is to make as many contacts as you can. You are graded by how many radios you have operating and whether the radios are battery operated, solar operated, or plugged in the wall at home.
The annual field day is the conclusion of a week-long amateur radio event. Still to come on KSN News at 6, an update on the Wichita Open, which got a little too open. You'll see why soon. We'll show you what caused a stir at the event. And men in heels, why about a dozen made a mad dash in downtown Wichita. And we're talking temperatures in the triple digits. Mark's in with a look at your forecast. All that next.
You're watching KSN News at 6. News and weather when you want at KSN.com.
Everybody talks about savings. At Parks Motors, we take the talk and put it into action. A brand new 2012 Jeep Latitude Patriot, $180 a month. Come see us at Parks and save big money.
Parks Motors. Man, these sonic flat mounts are really bringing me and my taste buds closer together.
Oh, that's nice. You guys are close?
Yeah, man. It's like we're not even taste buds. We're taste bros.
Oh, okay.
It's like we all went through some real cool nature experience together, but things didn't get weird.
Is the point of this that I'm not in on it?
You make your own relationships. You seek out your own peer group, man. I found mine.
A barbecue feast in the palm of your hand. Mouth-watering new hickory flat melt sandwiches. This is how you Sonic.
Welcome to Mill Creek's $5 million inventory clearance sale. Our overstocked inventory gives us an advantage on getting the best selection at the very best prices ever. In 20 years and with 20 stores, we have never had a bigger sale than what's going on now. Unbelievable savings on carpet, tile, wood, and more. But don't wait, the sale ends June 30th. This is our biggest sale ever and it won't last for long, so come to our Mill Creek flooring stores today to see how much you'll save.
Hi, welcome to Nissan's Get What You Want event.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah, well this one over here's got keyless entry, iKey.
Keyless ignition, love it. Love the deal.
And the technology
I know, Bluetooth, Navi, backup camera, everything I want.
It's Nissan's Get What You Want sales event. Save up to $2,900 on Altima or up to $2,500 on Rogue. Event ends July 2nd. Visit ChooseNissan.com. Hurry in to your local Nissan dealer.
Kind of just sell themselves.
Op Concrete salutes and supports our athletes. Op Concrete can bring home the gold for you with a new pool deck, patio, or driveway. Op Concrete did not build the pool decks at the 2012 Olympics. However, you can have that same quality and professional experience that the athletes received. Let Op Concrete enhance or build your gold medal pool deck. Op Concrete has been in business for 36 years with thousands of satisfied customers. If it's concrete, we do it. Op Concrete.
Talk about savings. Parks Motors, we've got savings. We don't talk about it. A brand new Chrysler 300 2012 model for $280 a month. You can't buy a cheap car for that. Come see us at Parks Motors for big savings.
Now, in high definition, your KSN Pinpoint weather forecast.
Well, they say it's the heat, not the humidity. They're wrong. It's the heat, and there's plenty of it. But the humidity does make a little bit of a difference. Check out a couple of our WeatherBug sites. One from where it's more humid at Lucas Sylvan Elementary School, where it's 103 right now. But you factor in that humidity, that makes it feel like 108, which means it takes as much to keep your body cool as it would if it were 108 outside. Meanwhile, where we have a little drier air, Phillipsburg Elementary is 112 right now. And because of the lower humidity, that actually makes it feel a little cooler at 110. I know 110 is not cool, but it does help you out a little bit when you have that lower humidity. But no matter how you slice it, it is hot out there. And as we check out how things are looking here in downtown Wichita, we are looking off to the south, and blue is just the Kansas summer sky out there. It is hot and is steamy here in this part of the state. We have 96 degrees. Our dew point is way up there at 61, and when you factor that in, that makes it feel like 96. So pretty much feeling like it is out there. We have a wind out of the south right now at 21 miles per hour, so it is blowing strong, and at least we've got that going on, although it feels like a blast furnace today. Certainly doesn't have any cooling effect other than to keep that sweat kind of moving on your body, because it is a hot one out there. And look how hot in the western part of the state. Hill City is down to 109. It was 110 last hour. 106 officially in Hayes, 105 in Goodland, 103 in McCook. It's 102 in Dodge City, Garden City, and Liberal. Then you get into the 90s in the central part of the state, including that 96 here in Wichita. But when you factor in the humidity, those triples start showing up a little bit more in the east. We have more humidity, especially around Topeka and Emporia, so it feels like 100 in both of those locations. Again, feeling like 96 here in Wichita, and it feels pretty much like the temperature shows it in the western part of the state. So pretty uncomfortable no matter how you look at it out there. Now, the satellite picture shows we hardly have a cloud in the sky anywhere. A few of them in the southwest due to some blow-off of thunderstorms that earlier went up in southeastern Colorado, and they weren't able to hold together, so we are expecting dry weather across Kansas. The other thing we're watching is what's going on in the Gulf of Mexico. We have our fourth named storm. This is Debbie. I know it's not very well organized, doesn't look like a hurricane or anything. It's just a tropical storm, but it's the earliest we have ever had a D-named storm in recorded history. So this is pretty unusual. And what else is unusual about Debbie is it's very hard to predict at this point. We have computer models that use math and physics to try and forecast where things are going. And when we put all those computer models on one map, we call that a spaghetti plot because it looks like a plate of spaghetti. And these are the ideas of the different models where they think the hurricane may go in the next 144 hours. And as you can see, they are all over the map. We've got a couple that take it into Texas and old Mexico. Then we got several that drift it right around New Orleans. One takes it up through Jackson toward Memphis. Another one takes it up toward Atlanta. And then we've got a couple that take it off into Florida, and one takes it way out into the Atlantic in 144 hours. So everything from well into the Atlantic Ocean to all the way back in Texas. Just no idea what this one is going to do. The one thing we do know, though, is that none of them are taking it toward Kansas to give us any tropical moisture that would lower our temperatures and relieve our drought. Not expecting that to happen from Debbie, but since there's so much uncertainty, I guess it's not out of the question that maybe at some point one of them will wiggle its way through here, one of those pieces of spaghetti, but I wouldn't put any money on the bank on it. Across the state tonight, we are looking at lows in the 60s and 70s, including 76 warm degrees here in Wichita. Lots of stars in those lows in the low to mid 70s. Then tomorrow, highs around 102, 103. Our record is 103 here in Wichita, so we'll be real close to it. 102 for the high tomorrow. North central part of the state, low to mid 70s with lots of stars tonight. And then tomorrow, from around 102 to 109 and a south wind. The western part of the state, lots of stars, lows in the mid 60s to low 70s tonight. And then tomorrow, lots of sunshine. Highs will be from around 105 to about 108. And here is your Wichita Weekly. And there's no real relief in sight. We have highs in the mid-90s to around 100 all the way through Friday, and then only the low 90s on Saturday. North central part of the state will see several triples, 3 out of the next 7, and we do have a chance of some thunderstorms on Saturday, hopefully. Southwest part of the state, how about 6 triple-digit readings in a row, and then chance of a few storms Saturday. And the Northwest, lots of triples the next 7 days. Chance of thunderstorms on Saturday.
You know, in a normal year, this would almost be ideal weather for harvest.
Yeah, harvest is done. So yeah,
so I guess we'll just have to sit poolside and enjoy it.
Ramp it up for the 4th of July.
Pretty perfect weather for a golf tournament.
Kind of hot and windy out there today, the 3rd round of the Wichita Open. Also a very crowded leaderboard. Nobody running away with it just yet, unless you count the guy with no clothes. Oh no. The party's out of control, folks. We're back with sports after this.
Couples that spin together, win together. Don't miss Sandals Resort's Romance Week on Wheel.
Monday at 6:30 on KSN.
Fireworks are starting early with our Monster Sale. Take advantage of demo pricing. Save up to $3,000 on spas starting at $49.95. Dress up your backyard with a new patio set. 35 to 75% off all patio furniture. Ultra modern pool and patio.
Do you work for Toyota?
Yes.
Is it true the 2012 Camry has a lot of new features but costs less than last year?
Yes.
How is that even possible? I mean, is this thing even working? Do you find yourself uncontrollably attracted to me?
No.
No, it's working.
Lease a fuel-efficient new Camry for just $199 a month. And remember, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care. That's a lot for less. Toyota.
Timmy, how's it going?
I'm not supposed to talk to strangers.
Strangers? I remember bringing you home from the hospital. He was a cute baby. Timmy, pal, we've been in the minivan the whole time, until Daddy put the Wix filters in. Since then, we've been living like animals. Timmy, you must speak to your father.
Evict dirt, dust, and grime from your car's engine.
Hush, old woman! Timmy needs a space!
Wix Filters captures 45% more bad stuff, keeping your car around longer.
Take it all in, or go all out. A party for 2, or 202. With available Jeep 4x4 capability and up to 29 miles per gallon highway, you choose your freedom, and your Jeep Compass or Patriot can handle the rest. The 2012 Jeep Compass and Jeep Patriot, the evolution of a legendary bloodline.
Well-qualified lessees get a low-mileage lease on Jeep Patriot Latitude front-wheel drive for $188 a month.
Fireworks are starting early with our Monster Sale. Purchase a big green egg and get 50% off accessories and delivery. Cool off this summer in your new pool. Receive a free purification system and fun package with Doughboy Pool purchase. Ultra modern pool and patio.
Hello everybody, the 3rd round of the Wichita Open and a hot and windy day in the north course at Crestview. Starting to show a little tee finally, but again, How hot was it, you ask? Oh, boy. One guy decided to get rid of his clothes. Yes, we had a streaker at the Wichita Open, a patron from the gallery on 17. He's off and running. He's also on the phone, Justin, apparently calling for a getaway car. All right, enough of that nonsense. Let's get to the golf. The leader starting the day, John Herman, his approach onto the green. He will go on to make the putt for par. Herman, 12 under to start the day. He is now at 15 under for the tournament. Two-time U.S. Open champion Lee Janzen hoping to stay in the mix, but the wind might have caught him a little bit today. This is his tee shot at number 9. He shot a 1 over par, 72. Janzen now 6 under for the tournament. And again, 9 shots back. 3 players are tied at 12 under, including, well, actually 10 under now. Jason Gore making a move on moving day, a little bit of a move, as he will settle for par. But again, still the leader, John Herman, 15 under. He shot a 68 today. And again, that is now good for a 2-shot lead as we check the leaderboard behind Herman on that very crowded leaderboard. Casey Wittenberg, he's 13 under. Justin Hicks, Jason Gore, both now at 12 under. Bryce Garnett at 11 under. 3 players, including Luke List, Joseph Bramlett, and Hudson Swafford, are 10 under par. Now, for more on today's third round, we head live to Crestview at KSN's Mary Rachel Redmond.
Thanks, Leon. Well, you touched on it earlier. Really hot and really windy. 94 degrees, 28-mile-an-hour winds, though, and wind can be a recipe for disaster when it comes to golf, but it hasn't affected Jim Herman. He shot a 68 today, and I caught up with him after he finished today's round. Joining me, Jim Herman, the leader the last 2 days here at the Wichita Open. What do you think of Wichita so far?
Great place. Been here 4 times. Really enjoy the food. Freddy's, Cheddar's. They're real close to where I'm staying here on the golf course. So looking forward to a nice evening and getting back out there tomorrow.
Maybe after kind of a disappointing outing at the U.S. Open, you come here to Wichita and you've been on fire. Do you account anything to that?
Just motivation. You know, I was pretty upset with my play at Olympic Club last week in the Open, and I wasn't a pleasant person to be around that last weekend. You know, staying in San Francisco, seeing some sights, my wife can attest to that. I was kind of ornery, but I was really motivated to get back out on the golf course and play this week, and really pleased with my play so far.
Golf, obviously a mental sport. You're in the lead going into tomorrow. Are you confident you can keep that?
Definitely. Looking forward to the challenge. I know there's some great players behind me, and there's some great scores that are going to be shot tomorrow. But looking forward to the challenge ahead of me, and looking forward to tomorrow.
A caution, though, for Mr. Herman. 3 of the last 8 years here at the Wichita Open, the winner has come back from 6 strokes back going into the final round. Reporting from here at Crestview, Mary Rachel Redmond, KSN Sports.
Yes, a lot of golf to be played. Thank you, Mary Rachel. Now for the Royals. Home sweet home. Once again, not so sweet. Under the sun against the Cardinals this afternoon at Kauffman Stadium. The Royals were down 1-0 in the 5th inning. That's when the Cards scored 3 times, including here when Matt Holliday's hard shot to third handcuffs Mike Moustakas. Matt Holliday, 4 for 5, 2 runs batted in. Former Royal Carlos Beltran, he had 4 RBIs last night. Another one today. That single makes it a 4-0 game. By the 6th inning, it was 5-0 St. Louis, but finally for the Royals, Alex Gordon, the slicing fly ball, and Cardinal center fielder John Jay kind of misplays that one. 1-run scores. The Royals would cut the lead to 5-2, but it didn't matter in the 7th inning. Alan Craig will smack a 2-run shot, and there it is. And that one is way out of here. And for the 2nd straight game, the Cardinals win big over the Royals, 8-2, today's final.
Everybody's working their tail off offensively, trying to, get some consistency in our game and score some runs. I mean, we're at the bottom of the league in runs scored. We're working on our approach. We're working on our things offensively.
I think we're that big hit away or a big day from somebody, and, our offense will get right back to rolling.
It's a big game tomorrow. You don't want to get swept at home, especially the Cardinals, so we got a tough task.
All right, the NBA draft is this coming Thursday. KU's Thomas Robinson, could he be selected as high as number 2? Well, Robinson working out for this guy. Michael Jordan and the Charlotte Bobcats yesterday. Charlotte with the 2nd pick in the draft. The Bobcats have a lot of options, but T-Rob believes his athleticism, versatility might give him an edge.
That age means nothing. Of course I don't know everything, but I still know when I know right from wrong. So, if I see wrong happening, then I'm going to say something about it. No matter how old I am. I think I fit in perfect. Like I said, the up-tempo game fits me perfect. And I also can play in the half court. Coming from Kansas and me being as athletic that I am, I could be able to run with Kimber and get out.
And we'll see, by the way, the streaker, I think he got away.
Got away?
That's the word.
He's not running around the neighborhood.
They say he ran into a residential area and he was gone.
Great. And coming up, why some great, so this one will get us in trouble too. Why some men put on heels for a cause.
KSN News is brought to you in part by Cruise Corporation Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
If you're looking for a great truck, listen to the experts, like J.D. Power and Associates, who've ranked the Toyota Tundra the most dependable large pickup 7 years in a row. Now that's toughness you can count on. Is there really anything else to say? Okay, one more thing.
Get up to $5,700 in finance savings with 0% financing for 60 months, including $1,000 bonus cash. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care. Now that's a lot for less. Toyota.
Catch America's track stars.
Sonia Richards wins it for the U.S.
Race for a spot on Team USA.
Romo Jones in command.
The U.S. Olympic Trials, live all week in prime time, continues tonight, 8 Eastern on NBC.
This fall, Matthew Perry returns to NBC.
Welcome.
With the support of a very special group.
Why do I feel like your life involves wearing a suit of other people's skin?
Whoa. Go on. Tuesdays this fall, here on NBC. We began with the RX. Then we turned the page, creating the RX Hybrid. Now we've turned the page again with the all-new RX F-Sport. This is the next chapter for the RX and the next chapter for Lexus. See Schofield Lexus in the Schofield Auto Plaza.
Well, this breakfast flatbread is kind of changing breakfast.
Yeah, with the roasted peppers and cheese, and you got some steak.
Yeah, it's like a whole new
yeah, it's a new ballgame. This is not the same old, same old.
It is not. He's old.
And similar.
Not the breakfast flat milk.
No, this is new.
And different.
Diff new.
That's going to stick.
What?
That is going to stick.
Oh, come on, man. You know how much I've wanted to be quoted.
Break from the breakfast norm with the new roasted pepper and cheese steak and Monterey steak flat melt sandwiches. This is how you Sonic.
The Chevy Cruze has remote access. It can check my oil life and tire pressure all through my smartphone.
I wouldn't have thought of you as the techie gadget guy, Tim.
Right, because I'm old?
Well, boss, you do call it my face.
Transferred your contacts from your old address book to your new rotary style address book.
Ooh, rotary style.
See your hometown Chevy dealer. Celebrate Independence Day with $500 cash on the 2012 Chevy Cruze LS.
This fall, the conversation begins with Ricky. America's Girlfriend is back. The Ricky Lake Show.
Coming this fall to KSN.
Finally tonight, a drag race of a different sort this afternoon, all part of an event to celebrate Gay Pride in Kansas. About a dozen dudes broke out their favorite high heels for a race today, running between Wichita's two biggest gay bars, Jay's Lounge and Rain. They're calling it a mini Pride weekend for Wichita's gay community. Oh my. A chance to raise awareness and have a little fun.
It's just a fun day for us to just kind of get out and raise a little fun and all that kind of stuff. You know, just to kind of express who we are. We're just happy people.
Now, if you missed it this year, well, congratulations. But you're in luck. They hope to make this an annual event. Let's just go right to weather.
All right, let's do it. It's going to be hot the next 7 days. If you want some cloudy, cool, rainy weather, sorry, we do not have any in store for us the next 7 days. In fact, we'll spend the next 7 days somewhere from the mid-90s up to about 102 tomorrow. Our record high tomorrow is 103. That was in that hot, hot summer of 1980. So we're challenging a 1980 record tomorrow. And yeah, 2 days in the triple digits the next 7. Not the way we like it, but it's the week before 4th of July, so it's what we expect.
I'm just filling in, so I'm not saying anything.
You ruined our show.
Time for now, yeah. It'll be another 10 years before they let me fill in again. See you at 10.